Hello and welcome to the Daily Drama. This is going to be for September 11th. And can I just say that I just did this reading? Meaning I just did a video for this reading. And I was playing it just to check it before I uploaded it. And of course the sound and the video itself got all wonky with about 10 minutes left into it. And I can't tell you how annoying this situation has been for me because it's happened quite a few times. I gotta figure out what's going on, but I can say that I am glad when I am lucky enough to either not have cleared away the cards or have it be just the last few minutes. But here we are. So let us go through it again with the math, and let's pray that nothing screws up this time. What the masculine is thinking, he's thinking he wants to take a leap of faith. He wants to be the fool because he's using his intuition in regards to the divine feminine in the union. I said on the weekend one, again, he's still in his thoughts, but it looks like he's at least making maybe some progress here with the fool and how the universe wants him to think. They want him to embrace change. Don't be afraid of change. Change could be hard. But it's necessary, and it happens anyway. Weather the storm. Whatever challenges that you have to overcome, whether they be within yourself or whatever you need to do that might be difficult in order for you to bring this union together, they want you to weather the storm. Put in the work, both on yourself and towards making this union come together. And you will have wealth in this situation. You will have, abundance. You'll have what you always wanted. Love, joy, happiness. I said it's not going to be, smooth sailing all the time, but you'll be on your way to acquiring, the wealth, spiritual wealth. What the wealth of this union can bring. Now what the masculine feels about the feminine, well, he feels chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So he's wanting to be with her. And the universe is co-signing on that, telling him to be optimistic about it. Stay optimistic about it. Because positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Again, putting out that positive energy because it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. I know a lot of the blocks for the masculine is whatever some childhood wounding where they're afraid of being vulnerable. That Six of Pentacles energy. One in this relationship could have been unbalanced. One was given too much, one was taken too much. It's about being able to give and receive, coming from a healthy emotional and mental place. Healing what needs to be healed within us so that we can give and receive love. Now, what may be a challenge for him, well, this one was first, scandal, sexual attraction. Now, a challenge for him could be healing this situation because something happened here that was scandalous, maybe, or it could be, he's having to leave a situation in order to come into this union. So this is, a challenge for him is to reveal to that person that he wants to leave, or again, to talk about, the elephant in the room, about what transpired here. And the challenge also is abundance. Now this could be, him not feeling he has what it takes in order to do this. Maybe again, he's fearful. Maybe he doesn't feel like even he has, the financial means to do what he needs to do. Maybe somebody needs to move, or who knows. But we can clarify that. I didn't clarify it in the last reading. Well, let's see. Abundance. Abundance. Let us see what it is. Yeah, presente di pietre preziose. It's the gift, something precious. So maybe, his challenge is to gain this back, to get this relationship back because of this, something that he considers a gift or something he considers precious. you know, because of this scandal. Let me see if we can do more. Abundance. Abundance. Yeah, because he needs to transform something, transcend something, or end something. You know, he's having to possibly, again, end a situation in order to get into this one, or find a way to transcend what happened here so that he can get this gift, this precious gift, which he considers to be her in this union. And that's the other thing I wanted to I clarified in the last, sorry, I'm tired. This is the last time, in the last video I mentioned too, when I say he and she, when I do masculine, feminine, because usually that's what's associated. But it is an energy, because obviously there's same-sex couples, and obviously the masculine and feminine both embody both energies, and sometimes they switch, you know. The masculine can have more of the feminine sometimes, or vice versa. So it is an energy. It's not specific to gender. But I just wanted to put that out there because someone had left a comment one time saying, are you sure it's a man or something? But I think they were referring to, because I said he, you know, she, I broke it down like that. But just to be clear too, that it's just an energy. Now what their advice for him is, oh no, see that? See that? See what happens when this is the second time around you doing this? My energy's already spent. This was how he should proceed. Okay, so he obviously needs to discuss about some scandal. He needs to maybe possibly get out of a relationship. He needs to, you know, find some money to get out of a situation, or in order to have this abundance, he's going to have to end one situation or transcend one situation so that he can have this gift. And how to proceed with that is a surprise. This is about giving some kind of notification, some kind of communication. So either he needs to have a talk with one and talk with the other, or talk with both or something, but he needs to, you know, put it out there what his plans are, you know, what he's thinking, what he wants. He has to communicate that. And there's also patience. You know, to have patience in this situation, you know, temper the energy, but also, you know, don't wait till all these sands fall through the other side. Don't let time run out. You know, be wise in regards to, I think for the weekend one, you had the wheel here, and the wheel's about to turn, so you better communicate before these, you know, sands to the hourglass, before they run out. And now we have the advice. They're saying caring. Heaven cares to me, and I keep my heart open to caring about myself and others. Again, open your heart. It's a big challenge for the masculine. It's part of his wounding. It's part of his karma, is to let go of fear in regards to opening his heart. Because that really, not only do you suffer, but the person that you love suffers. The union suffers. You know, again, a lot of times we're just stuck in our own heads. And as I mentioned in the other reading too, the likelihood of you being well received, if you come from a place of truth and you come with your heart in your hand, you probably, you know, don't feel the worst. You'll probably be all right in this situation, you know. But if you have fears and worries, try to transform that into prayer. Light some candles. You know, light some candles, and here you have crystals too. The energy of crystals supports you and helps you with this present situation. I got crystals over here too. There's a crystal here for codependency. I think it's called sunstone, or something like that. So if you have any fears, try to transcend them into like positive. Put it out like in the form of a prayer. Like I said, light a candle, put some crystals around, put the person that you love's picture there. Talk to the picture, you know what I mean? Like put out the positive energy. And you also have, for the advice, you know, engagement, because, you know, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. If you take that leap of faith, there's the potential that this is going to move up, you know. And visualize success. Again, think positive. See yourself doing well in this situation and have faith in a positive outcome. Now for her, in regards to how she's thinking greed, the stranger, and bad news. Now, she could be thinking he's choosing, maybe he was in a codependent situation, but he's, with somebody more for material gain and not for love. So maybe she's thinking he's chose that, or she's thinking maybe that's the reason why he's coming back around again, because if there was codependency involved, he could have been codependent with her, codependent in this situation, now coming back, and she's, fearing the worst, fearing that he hasn't changed, and it's just more bad news. So I had clarified these, and we had La Reunion, and then we had falsita, which is lies, deception. This is relationship or reconciliation. Domestico, this could be like the manservant or the husband, someone who's living with someone, a living situation. And then you had l'amica, Giovine fanciulla, which is a young lady, or attraction to a young woman. And then we have allegrezza al cuore. This was on the bad news. So this reminds me of the Three of Cups. Three of Cups sometimes can symbolize third-party situations. Giovine fanciulla, so again, maybe she was thinking that he chose her, over her or you, the feminine. This is the feminine. She's thinking maybe the bad news is he chose the other person, or, she's suspicious of how he's presenting himself to her. If he wasn't, she's thinking, well, have you ended that situation? Like, what's going on there? Like, is he being deceptive with both people? Like, so there's some, maybe either suspicions or fear around a possible third-party situation. Again, she thinks maybe he chose that, he's not coming around, because I'll get to this one. This is release your ex as far as her feelings. So that's why I said maybe she's thinking that he is not going to choose her, that maybe she needs to let him go. But we'll get back to that. The universe was saying, as far as how she should think, is justice. That, justice is maybe things aren't working out in your favor. Don't be suspicious. Don't think that he's chosen her over you. Justice is being served. He's trying to get up the courage here to have a conversation with you. He wants to take a leap of faith. He feels the chemistry, He wants to take this journey with you. And he's trying to figure out a way to express himself, to express that. You have talent. Then you also have deception. Just like with the falsita, there was some lies and deception involved here, and he's needing to come clean about that. That's why he had scandal down here. There's something that transpired. That's probably why she has a little bit of trust issues or suspicion around the situation, but they don't want her to feel that way. They want her to think he's coming because he wants to take the journey with you. Justice is being served. And again, when I mentioned she was feeling that maybe she needs to let him go, maybe she's put in all this work and waited all this time, and she hasn't seen anything because he's not expressing. He's not telling her what he's thinking, what he's feeling, what he's up to. So she's, again, in limbo. Just like in the last reading where she's standing there, was the Ten of Swords, whatever. She felt she's like trapped. Not Ten of Swords, I think it was Nine of Swords, but she was trapped. What they want her to feel is passion, heart-to-heart conversations. He's maybe coming to just have heart-to-heart conversations with her. And they want her to keep putting out that positive energy, to call in your soulmate. Your prayers and affirmations and visualizations help bring you closer together. The both of them have to think positive in this situation, because they both want to be with each other. But fear, pain of things that have transpired, possibly having to end situations, there's this is like the last trek over the mountain. It's going to take some effort on both of their parts. For him to trust in himself and his ability to let down his guard, to express himself, to trust that he'll be received. She's going to have to learn to trust him again. Because if they were lies and deception, and if he left and went with someone else, you know, she's going to have, it's like starting over, truly starting over, learning from the past, clean slates, but you have to have these talks. You have to clear the air. Because one of the challenges, too, is troubleshoot, confusion, and anxiety. So again, this energy, watch your energy. You're anxious, you're suspicious, you're not letting go of the past, you're not being open. It's making him scared to come forward. It's making him have doubts. It's making him have fears. It's because both of them play off of each other. And you have to try to figure out a way to come out of this maybe back and forth in your head a lot, ruminating thoughts. You know, figure out a way to let go of that so you can be open to whatever it is that he has to say. Because they're telling you good fortune, hidden enemy. As I mentioned in the last video, so this card comes out for my twin a lot. Brown-haired man. So they're saying, you know, maybe he's changed. He is coming to you from an authentic place, you know. The hidden enemy is changing his ways. So we can only hope, right? Oh, and there's for her advice. They're telling her to have hope. Speaking of hope. I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. And the universe is telling her to watch for the signs. I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heaven continuously sends. You know, whether it's through the tarot or your own intuition. Because yes, this is your soulmate. And speaking of intuition, they want you to listen to your intuition. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. And then you have emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it's a gift to us all. Again, it's about energy. You know, watch your emotions. Watch your emotions and vacuum away fear. Both of you. Call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. Again, vacuum away fear, visualize success. Both of you. And be in the present moment. I am fully present in the here and now. This is advice from the universe. And again, we have trust. I know that God in his infinite wisdom and love is answering my prayers right now. It's all about divine timing. And then you have workshops and seminars. Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. This is about the work, what you came here to do. You have a divine career that you're supposed to be doing together. You know, they want you to get on your spiritual path and purpose. You know, maybe you're supposed to help other twins on their journey. I see lots of, you know, twin flame couples on YouTube that do just that. You know, they tell their story. They offer guidance to people that are going through the same thing. Maybe that's part of your path. And it's also to be open to teaching and learning from each other, because that's why this union is. You trigger things within each other that need to be healed. Don't look at each other as like, you know, the enemy. You know, because it's all for love. It's all for our betterment. It's all for our growth. And anything that anybody's pointing out in anyone, it's to try to heal that. You know, that's the twins' job. That's the twins' job. You're kind of like the teacher and student to each other. And if you can overcome the ego part of it and look at things from a spiritual perspective, you know, you have an opportunity to not be on the defensive and not feel like people, again, are trying to pick out your stuff. They're picking out your stuff because it's stuff you need to look at. It's stuff you need to heal so that you can be happy and healthy, so that the relationship can be better. Because, again, you have healing family issues. Just like the children cards that come out, you know, the inner child cards, this is part of the twins' karma. Most of them have come from abusive homes, You know, they could have been sexually abused. It could have been have parents, you know, one parent that was abused by another parent, or, you know, parents that abused you. You can have, you know, fear of abandonment issues because you grew up in a single parent household. Maybe you never knew your mother. Maybe you never knew your father. Maybe they left. So maybe your whole life you're chasing after emotionally unavailable men because you're looking for your father. Like, it's all psychology. It's all childhood stuff. And whether you realize it or not, it plays a huge part in who you are as an adult and how you are present in your relationships. Are you repeating what you saw? Are you repeating karma? Are you repeating, you know, patterns of behavior that has been learned, that you've been conditioned to by watching what love looked like to you as a child? Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Again, mommy issues, daddy issues, you know, abusive homes, whatever it is, this is a problem. This is a lesson. This is something that the two of them both have shared, because they probably both have had similar backgrounds, more than likely. They grew up in similar situations. That's why they trigger those things. That's why they're such a perfect match, to bring up those wounds that need to be healed. And a lot of it has to do with self-love. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. This was a big lesson for the feminine, because the more you stand in your self-respect, the more you make him stand. You know, enabling someone's dysfunction, enabling someone's karma that they need to transcend, you know, you're not doing it because you love them. You know, you love them by standing your ground. You love them by not tolerating bad behavior. You teach them that that's not acceptable, and it forces them to look within themselves and look at their behaviors and what needs to be addressed, what needs to be healed, why do they act that way. You know, you have to ask the big questions here, you know, and so that way that can be healed. It says you don't, making yourself small to build someone else up doesn't serve either one of you. Love yourself first, because when you love yourself, you can love another person. And then you can both enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. The angels watching over you. You can smooth sailing ahead, you know, move on to karma waters because you address these things. Again, look at it all as a learning experience. That's why you came here, to teach each other, to teach and learn from each other, not to look at each other as your enemies. You know, it's all for love. It's all for your betterment, because someone that loves you wants the best for you. They're not hounding you just to pick on you. You know, you have to be open to criticism. You have to be open to listening to what someone is saying and really do the self-reflection, do the shadow work, because it's only going to benefit you in the end. It's only going to benefit you in the end. And then this was what he wanted her to know. We have number 21. And let's see. Consanguinity. Some people feel like family, whether they share our blood or not. Friends can be even closer than kin, because you are drawn together by a common interest and value. Who are those people in your life? Are you giving them enough time and attention? Reach out to your soul sister or brother. Trust them with your innermost hopes and fears. You've been keeping things bottled up inside of you for too long. You are not alone. The light aspect of the card is make close affinity alliances in every realm of your life. The dark, don't let closeness turn into codependence. Again, I mentioned that's a big issue for both of them. And he basically is telling her he feels the connection. He knows that this is, you know, a soulmate thing. He knows this is this twin flame thing. He feels it, you know, and he wants to let down his guard. He wants to reveal his hopes and his fears. He doesn't want to keep things bottled up. He's been hiding behind a mask for a long time, and that's probably part of his lesson too. Again, to let down your guard, to not be fearful of love or being hurt. You know, so for a lot of masculines, it's the I'll hurt you before you hurt me thing. You know, it's putting up a wall. It's to protect. It's a defense mechanism, most likely learned from childhood, because you got hurt so much, and maybe you were traumatized so much that you build up these walls that you don't even realize have kept you prisoner all of your adult life, have kept you from really fully experiencing love, giving and receiving love, because a part of you has always been fearful of letting down your guard because you don't want to be hurt or be left. It's all childhood stuff. Now this one is how she wants him to know. This is number 6. Now this came out in the weekend one. Innocence. A child's innocence is precious, and parents hope that the roughness of the adult world doesn't intrude too soon. But innocence just isn't a part of childhood. Approaching the world from an innocent point of view makes you assume the best will happen rather than the worst. We all start out innocent. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Cynicism doesn't protect you, it just hardens your heart. Stay soft and vulnerable. Believe in the inevitable life-sustaining good. The light part of this card is if you have a decision to make it from a place of trust. The dark aspect is negativity isn't cool except to other negative people. So she's wanting him to trust. The universe is telling him it's safe for you to love. Stay optimistic. Take the leap of faith. Embrace change. Weather the storm. Work hard at this. This can be transcended, but don't waste too much time. Communicate what you need to communicate. Be in the present moment. Love yourself first. Heal those childhood wounds, the both of you, so that you can move on to calmer waters. Vacuum away fear. Visualize success. Call in your soulmate. Justice is being served here. Don't be suspicious. Control your energy. Control your thoughts. Again, a lot of it is our own. We can sit around so much in the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and let time pass and not make any moves, and you're really because you're afraid to. You're afraid to get from point A to point C. What's point B going to look like? And sometimes that keeps people from moving forward. The idea of having to deal with it or go through it or whatever it is. But again, the universe is reiterating, weather the storm. Your spiritual wealth awaits you. And then we had this card here. And this was number 20. Ooh, karma. Remember that thing you did? That thing you've always felt a bit guilty about? It's come back around, just like you always knew it would. And there's no avoiding it this time. The good news is that you have an opportunity to clear your conscience and make amends. If on the other hand, you are the one who was wronged and you see someone else getting their karmic comeuppance, try not to gloat. It's satisfying, to be sure, but let your satisfaction spring from a sense of restored balance, not vindictiveness. Light side, remember fate isn't the same as doom. The future looks good from here. The dark side, be brave and face the music. Again, embrace change. Don't be afraid to express yourself in this situation. And there's a chance here to make amends. Like I said, if you come with your heart in your hand, you're most likely going to be well received. This is about karma. This is about restoring balance, paying off karmic debts, healing ourselves, healing the union, and moving forward. Teaching and learning, forgiving, growth. Don't stay in fear. Don't think the worst. It's all just part of the journey. It's part of the journey, and many believe too that most of the time when you incarnate here, you agreed for all this stuff. You agreed to meet. You agreed that you were going to teach each other certain lessons, but you forget all that when you come here. You forget all that. But the universe is telling you to trust. They're trying to guide you in this situation. They're trying to let you know it's all about karma. It's all about growth. It's all about lessons. We're trying to help you here. We're trying to show you. But what you do is on you, as I mentioned in the last reading too. People have to grow at their own pace. You can't force people to look at themselves. You can't force people to put in effort. People have to want to do it for themselves, and you can't take stuff personally. So every time when you watch these readings, keep that in mind, and don't feel rejected or take things personally if things don't work out, this week the way the cards said. Because again, it depends on the individuals. And it's all about divine timing, because otherwise you're just re-entering in repetitive karmic cycles. And sometimes the universe is saving you from that if both people aren't ready yet. But if you want to do the work, the rewards are great. If you want this union to come together, make that effort, because it's all for love. Love for yourself, love for this union and your divine counterpart, and love for humanity in some way, because you have some spiritual work to do. You have something to offer, even if it's your story. You have something to offer. That's why you're here. It's time to get on your divine path. It's time to get out of that stinking thinking. It's time to heal ourselves. And we're all at different ages here, but it's long overdue. Joy awaits. So until the next time on Daily Drama, take care and be well. Bye-bye.